Let's not give IBC power it doesn't have. It doesn't have power to give us a president. The people of Kenya do it in a polling station. The law says as much. What politicians should do is to ensure the media is well enabled, other players, agencies, and organs and bodies are well enabled, well coordinated, and we are able to get the results in real time within 4 or 5 hours at most of closing voting. The people of Kenya should have been addressed by their president. That's where we should go, not fight over who becomes chair of IBC or who becomes a commissioner. That's of no consequence. We find ourselves where we are today because of the problem in this country. The problem in this country can actually be reduced into two, if you wish. One is that we are a country badly, deeply divided. This is beyond the normal divisions you would find between the Conservatives and the Labour people in the UK, beyond the Republicans and Democrats in the US. This is bad division for any country. Number two, almost similar to number one, is a question of, do we have people who love this country? Is patriotism anything flowing around us? The answer is certainly no. So this is the challenge we find ourselves in this country. Let me demonstrate this. Government, for example, has the resources to sponsor, say, 10 plays across the country, and they would win, okay? And those plays will be singing praises of government, and we have had many of those praises before. Won't people from the other side be up in arms with the government, for misusing children? That shows the sort of division I'm talking about. This saga is not about law. This saga is not even about education. Look at the people at the center of the suppression and of the oppression of the girls. Those are not educationists. They are not educationists, certainly. They are just busybodies with the titles, ministers, and what have you. They are not educationists. This is not even about literature. Nobody's canvassing literary issues here. Because if we were to go in that direction, then surely, like somebody has said here, what is offensive in that play? What are the things governments look for? Has there been, like somebody argued, call to violence? Has somebody suggested we go and ban State House, for example, in the play? The things you'll flag out from a literary point of view to say this is a bad play are not there. So let's conclude that this is a fundamental political problem in this country. And I just want to end by saying, those on this forum and the other forums I'm in on WhatsApp and what have you, and the people we meet as we take coffee, who are trying to defend, not even to explain, to defend what happened, should stop. They are embarrassing themselves. There's nothing to defend here. Absolutely nothing. You come out looking bad. Because we make this country come out looking so ugly to the world, to the discerning mind. I mean, there is nothing to defend or to protect here. It was a bad thing, executed badly, and portraying the country as a country of extreme intolerance. We can't have this. I urge finally, my friends, on this forum and elsewhere, and those who are here, advise others who are not listening today to cease forthwith from defending something that has brought national shame to the whole country. All the noise about IBC should cease if we listen to what Omtata said and a bit of what Joshua Kipto said. In the last time we filled IBC with 4 commissioners, I was on a national TV station and I said that was a disaster, a national disaster. Those fellows were nowhere near being competent. And the host challenged me, and I just said, you can even look at them. Those 4 commissioners nearly set this country ablaze in the last election. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say one thing, and that is that IBC is being given a place, a role, a responsibility, status, none of which it has. I wish we listened to what Tom Tata said, and I've been saying this all the time. IBC does not have the power the politicians in this country give it. The law says clearly voting takes place at the polling station. In matters of tallying and collation and what have you, you can put those things at the constituency level, and that's the end of the story. If we treat IBC that way, which will be the proper way, it will be of no consequence of how that IBC is populated. Already, like Joshua Kipto says, you just look at the selection panel in terms of how it was constituted, in terms of who is there, in terms of how they are conducting the interviewing in a very kindergarten manner. You listen 5 minutes, you switch off your TV. I agree with Joshua Kipto. I advise politicians and Kenyans to ignore IEBC. They really have not much role in elections. And somebody, I think is Peter Kaluma, has given us examples, including 3 commissioners running the Indian election. And for your information, we are talking about hundreds of millions of voters. And that the election officials, those who preside over the elections in India, are more than the population of Kenya. And yet there are only 3 commissioners. Of how it is done in America at state and county level. Of how political parties are the ones running it in some parts of this world. The bottom line of what I'm saying is, let's not listen to a lot of debate about IBC. There can be no IBC in the Kenyan ecosystem that can run a credible election. Making noise about who is on the selection panel, how the panel conducts itself, who they finally produce is a waste of time. My advice to Kenyans, especially political players, let Kenyans decide their president at the polling station. Somebody said it, put it very well. I think it's Okiom Tata. Elections were held in, I think, on 6th of November in America. It was not until somewhere in January that bombers happened in America. Bombers is supposed to be a mere formality. It annoys me to see seasoned politicians like Raila Odinga and the rest going to bombers, waiting for bombers. Kenyans elect you a president at their polling station. I expect before 9 or 10:09 of the voting day, the major players in the election to know the position, and for the loser to call the winner and concede defeat, and for the winner immediately after address the people of Kenya and thank them for voting him as. That is the way we will go forward. To summarize by saying, it is of no consequence who becomes the commissioner of IEBC. We are giving IEBC power it doesn't have. Let those who run for president ensure that as a country, we do what we did in 2005, if possible, where you have real-time results. We get to know the results of the election in real time on the voting day. And let the winner thank the people of Kenya. IBC will do the formality of declaring later when we already have our president. That's my only contribution. Let's not give IBC power it doesn't have. It doesn't have power to give us a president. The people of Kenya do it in a polling station. The law says as much. What politicians should do is to ensure the media is well enabled, other players, agencies, and organs and bodies are well enabled, well coordinated, and we are able to get the results in real time within 4-5 hours at most of closing voting. The people of Kenya should have been addressed by their president. That's where we should go, not fight over who becomes chair of IBC or who becomes a commissioner. That's of no consequence. Thank you, Deba.